So let's talk about what the Federal Reserve just said is a leading indicator of things about to get worse. This is something that I have been telling you and warning you that this is coming. Just wait. The reports are wrong. Mainstream media is wrong. Everybody is now panicking because of what they are currently seeing. So I'm going to break all this down in just a moment. But all I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now let's begin. Okay. So what did the Federal Reserve just say? Well, they're talking about rising delinquency rates. Just look at this. It says inflation takes its toll as consumer loan delinquencies rise. It says consumer finances overall are still healthy but vulnerable to a weakening job market. This was done about a month and a half ago. Here's the thing you need to understand. People are starting to lose their jobs. Layoffs are increasing. Wages are going down. Hours that you work, the average work week is now dropping. It's not 40 hours a week. It's not even 35. It's things like 34.3 or 34.5 hours per week is what the average American works. This is troubling because let's say you make $10 an hour. It's it's a minimal wage. It's not minimum, but it's close. $10 per hour is what you make. Okay, perfect. So you make $10 an hour. So every single week, if you work 40 hours a week, you make $400. Okay, if you can live off that, great. But let's say your hours are cut to 34 and a half. That means you make $345 a week. That's a $55 drop. $55 per week. That's $220 a month that you're missing out on. Think about that. That could be a car payment. That could be payments for credit cards, utilities, and things like that. Well, look what the Fed said just the other day. The Fed warns against rising delinquency rates, calls it a leading indicator that things are about to get worse. Now, I want to read you a little bit of this, okay? Look at this. This is from the president of the Chicago Federal Reserve Bank. This is Austin Goolsbee. He says, if the delinquency rates of consumer loans start rising, that is often a leading indicator that things are about to get worse. Here's why. If you can't pay your credit cards, you can't pay your mortgage, your car payment, guess what? You are probably not going on vacation. You're probably not eating out at restaurants. You're probably not going to buy a new TV and go and get some new furniture. If you cannot make just your payments alone on your debts, you're probably not doing all the other luxuries. Going to the movie theater, right? Going ice skating, going, rock climbing, going camping, right? You're probably not doing these things. That's when the economy is going to feel the effects. Now, I want to show you this. Because again, this is a problem. Mortgage delinquencies increased in the fourth quarter of 2023. Now, I know we're already 6 months into 2024, so we're 2 quarters in. But that's what you need to keep in mind. Mortgage delinquencies increased in the fourth quarter of 2023. So if we continue to see this, we are likely to see foreclosures. Guess what? Foreclosures usually don't happen for about 12 to 18 months after you fall behind. So we are already, again, mortgage delinquencies increase in the fourth quarter of 2023. Okay? So let's say the beginning of fourth quarter. That means right now we are 9 months in. So we probably still have another 3 months. Okay, another 3 to 9 months before we see foreclosures. Well, guess what? Banks aren't rushing out there and going and foreclosing on homes. You know why? Because of all the equity that people have. But that's concerning. That is deeply concerning that we saw this back in 2023, but now things, according to some reports, they say everything's just fine. Mortgages are perfectly fine. It's because we have equity in our homes, not because we're continuing to make the payments. But look at this one. says credit card and auto loan delinquencies hit highest rate in a decade and defaults have not peaked. How concerning is that? That we are seeing credit card and auto loan delinquencies hit the highest rate in 10 years, but we have not peaked regarding defaults. That's concerning as well. This is just from, again, May 15th. Look at this, May 15th. That's when that report was. That's why we need to be concerned. But I want to read you a little bit of this, the report from the Federal Reserve. Look at this. It says, recent figures from the Federal Reserve published last week confirm these fears, showing that aggregate delinquency rates have increased, with 3.2% of outstanding debt in some stage of delinquency as of the end of March. When they say of some stage of delinquency, could be 30 days, 60 days, 90 days past due. Now, I want to show you one other thing. It says about 8.9% of credit card balances and 7.9% of auto loans have become delinquent annually, although the transition rate for mortgages increased by 0.3 percentage points. Again, one of the key factors here is when your credit cards are delinquent, your auto loan is delinquent, guess what happens last? The last thing people decide not to pay is their mortgage. They have to have a place to live. And it's because of this. Okay, it's because of this. Now, I could tell you that everything's going to be fine. Banks aren't going to go and foreclose on all these homes, and you're probably right. Banks will likely try to work with the borrower, try to get them to refinance if they can. But if you have a 3% loan, a 3% APR, no one wants to go get a 6%. No one wants to double it. Because if you can't afford 3%, there's a good chance you cannot afford 6%. But I want to read you this one last thing, and then we're going to discuss something else. Look at this. So in the first quarter of 2024, credit card and auto loan transition rates into serious delinquencies continue to rise across all age groups. It says an increasing number of borrowers miss credit card payments, revealing worsening financial distress among some households. Not only are we seeing financial distress, but from households, we're seeing it from businesses as well. Walmart had to lower prices. Target had to lower prices. Okay? Amazon had to lower prices. Walgreens has to lower prices in order to stay competitive with all the other ones, with Target, with Walmart, with Amazon. We are also seeing, when it comes to fast food, we're seeing McDonald's is now putting together a $5 value menu to compete with Wendy's. As soon as that news broke, Burger King decided we're going to do another $5 value meal, a have it your way meal. You know why all these companies are doing it? Because they know the American people are running out of money. There's not much more they can do. We cannot keep raising prices, so now they're starting to lower prices to find the sweet spot to bring all those consumers back. Well, here's what I can tell you. If these companies do not start bringing people back, they're going to start laying off employees. Walmart will lay off employees. Target will lay off employees. Costco will lay off employees. Amazon is already laying off employees. There's a warehouse that is here in Tequila, Washington. Guess what? 180 people just lost their job. Okay? They're doing away with that warehouse. Fulfillment center. Yeah, gone. This is the times that we're in. We are about to see things get worse. But like the Federal Reserve just said, okay, it's a leading indicator of things about to get worse. So that's what you need to expect. Right now, it's not the worst that it's going to be. We still have more time and still have more hardships yet to come. So we'll see what happens in the future. The one thing I can promise you is I will be here every step of the way, and I will fill you in on all the latest news and updates. But as of today, that is what we know. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.